Let's go ahead and get started here. All right, we got some. Let's go ahead and get started with, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and get started with Twitter. I got some interesting stuff for us today. Here we got Joe Biden. The other day, while leaving fucking airplane, while leaving the chopper. Just want to play this to you guys so you guys can see what bullshit we're dealing with on a regular basis. You know, it never hurts to get some information. The leader of the free world, ladies and gentlemen. The leader of the free world right here. Look at this man, bro. He's masked up. His wife isn't masked up. The soldiers aren't masked up. It's the old man that's masked up, bro. Look at the lady. She's like, oh my gosh, bro, this is a fucking nightmare. Look at her. Don't drop the soap, Joe. There you go. There you have your best friend, Joe. Come on, man. So there we have President Biden, the leader of the free world, struggling to put on a coat. And as we all know, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, Nancy Pelosi, right? She returned from Taiwan. And this is what she had to say. Okay, this is what Nancy Pelosi had to say about her trip to Taiwan. Check it.
We still support the one China policy. We go there to acknowledge the status quo is what our policy is. There is nothing disruptive about that.
Criminal, bro. 82 fucking years old, just stealing from everybody's pockets.
It was only about saying China is one of the freest societies.
What?
Societies in the world. One of the freest societies in the world. Don't take it from me. That's from Freedom House.
Don't take it from me, the lady that's stealing hundreds of millions of dollars through fucking insider trading in the stock market. Don't take it from me that China is one of the freest countries in the fucking world. Come on, bitch.
Let's talk a little bit. Democracy, courageous people.
Strong democracy, courageous people. That's what the third most powerful person in the United States has to say about China when they have like 4 million fucking
non-essential
people in concentration camps, 4 million of them. And then this is currently happening in Beijing.
This is part of my daily routine in Beijing.
A fucking dystopian communist
mandatory testing for the city's
dystopia.
20 million plus residents.
I've got to show them my passport and they have to type it in every single time.
Beijing halted almost all public activity for weeks over just a few dozen daily COVID.
It's been 2.5 fucking years, bro. Look at this chick, bro. It's been 2.5 fucking years,
cases.
bro.
Non-essential stores have been shut down, including schools and gyms, and all in-restaurant dining is banned indefinitely.
Crazy. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is what Nancy Pelosi calls one of the freest democracies in the world. Exactly because she thinks you're stupid, bro. She thinks
saying China is one of the freest societies in the world. Don't take it from me.
She lies in front of your fucking face, bro. She doesn't care. She really doesn't care. She doesn't care. Alrighty, we got Nancy Pelosi. What else we got? Okay, so we have Biden's Assistant Secretary for Health, who I'm assuming has some sort of military background. But this transgender is called Rachel Levine. So it's a dude that has now become a woman, apparently. And this is what he has to say about gender reassignment.
So we really
this is what Putin looks at when he looks at the people that are in charge of our country. This is what he sees. And then he says, I can do whatever the fuck I want. That's what this man is telling you. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
So we really want to base our treatment and to affirm and to support and empower these youth, not to limit their participation in activities and sports, and even limit their ability to get gender affirmation treatment.
I love how this individual just put sports and gender reassignment in the exact same sentence as if they are the exact same thing. Unbelievable.
Limit their ability to get gender affirmation treatment in their state.
Why can't you just say we're out here chopping dicks? Out here chopping dicks and messing up people's hormones.
Their participation in activities and sports, and even limit their ability to get gender affirmation treatment in their state.
So that is right there, ladies and gentlemen. The Secretary of Health of the Biden administration. That is the individual that is dictating what is a man, what is a woman, and the narrative that we push in the school system. So you kind of get what you asked for. Oh, somebody said, do you think Pelosi sold Nvidia stock? Matthew, thanks for the $5. Do you think Pelosi sold Nvidia at a loss due to her media finally picking up on her insider trading? No. In fact, that was actually on my to-do list to cover, and it was actually coming up, but let's jump to it, okay? So Nancy Pelosi sells $4 million worth of Nvidia stock at a major loss. I think she lost $341 grand. But she didn't sell because she was a benevolent queen of the people. The reason she sold is because Nvidia warns on a second quarter revenue and shares dip. They dipped another 8%. So this bitch probably put in a bad trade and was like, oh wait, quarterly earnings are about to be trash. Let me actually sell my stocks. So she lost $341K, but she kept her position open like it was really originally intended, and she didn't have any information regarding the second quarter revenue, she would have lost even more. So interesting situation that we got right there with Nancy Pelosi, best trader in the fucking world, the best. Net worth hundreds of millions of dollars trading the markets. She cut her losses because she knew something wasn't cooking. Something wasn't running right. So we got Nancy Pelosi out here insider trading. And let me pull it up on YouTube. When they asked Nancy whether she had insider trading information. Let's look at it. Look at this.
In the course of your career, has your husband ever made a stock purchase or sale based on information he received from you?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, that was pretty low. I didn't know if you guys can hear it.
Okay, thank you.
And she dips.
In your career, has your husband ever made a stock purchase or sale?
Basically, he's like, in your career, has your husband made any stock purchase based on information received from you?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Questions off.
Thank you.
No, absolutely not. There's zero chance. There's absolutely zero chance. She's a fucking liar, bro. She's a liar. Nancy Pelosi's strange response to insider trading question. This is a Joe Biden. This is a Joe Rogan clip. Let's actually watch it. I'm down to watch this. Let's watch it. Who's down to watch it? You guys down to watching? I'm down to watch it. Which one should I put? I'm gonna put this one right here.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Did you see Nancy Pelosi defend insider trading?
I was just about to ask.
What'd she say? I don't know, guys. I'm doing great at it. You guys should try it.
A bunch of people were freaking out about it. I think it was Crystal and Sagar we're doing. I didn't watch it, but I did see the headline that she apparently.
Oh, it's incredible! You have to watch it. It's like
she's
when,
just bypassing all the laws to make hella cash.
She looks so guilty. It's like when they tell Robert Durst that they know that he did it, and he like starts burping and shit.
Just deflect.
Dude, you think about how much money she's worth. She makes like how much a year?
Maybe
how much does she make a year?
She just funnels it to her husband, like, no, he made the money, not me, technically.
Well, how much money does she make a year?
From being a congresswoman or overall?
From being
stuff she's getting now or stuff she's putting away somewhere where no one can see it?
She's the
Everything.
Speaker of the House, right?
Oh, you mean salary?
Probably like
look
a
up the salary
$200,000
for
job,
Speaker of the
right?
House, guys?
She's a big wig.
600,000 just on
No.
Speaker of the House money. You're saying?
No, it
No,
can't be.
I don't think it's that money. Fauci's the highest paid government employee, and he's
223.
223, and Fauci is slightly less than $500,000.
Wow.
Jeez.
I
Yes,
think
they got to make their
Fauci's-
money on the side.
But Fauci's like the highest paid government employee.
Can somebody
I
pull
think
up?
Fauci
can
might
somebody
even
pull
be.
up her
I
net worth?
think
Can
more than
somebody
the
pull up
president.
Nancy
no, I think the
Pelosi's
president
net
makes a
worth?
little more than that.
Put it in the chat.
400 grand. They got to start paying them more. They get better people.
Yeah.
Make it like a
But
$10 million
what-
job.
They make their money when they get out.
Cuban might do it.
Yeah.
What it is, it's like an investment. If you get out, you will have money for speaking engagements.
Yeah.
With all the companies that you helped, all the companies that you like, hey, I like you, I like you.
Yeah.
Let's hang out, let's party.
Yep.
They're like, hey, Mike, the former president, we'd love to have you come speak at our.
Guys, why do you think all these presidents have book deals? Why do you think they all have book deals? Publishing deals, crazy multi-million-dollar publishing deals. This bitch is worth $135 million. Nancy Pelosi's worth $135 million fucking dollars, and you think that she got it the right way. And that's only what's publicly shared. Publicly shared. She's probably worth a quarter, if not more. I wouldn't doubt if she's a billionaire. She's out here fucking insider trading and traveling to fucking Taiwan to visit the chip factories while making a $5 million purchase on Nvidia fucking stock. It's crazy. It's insane. Joku, I see you in the chat, brother. I see you. I notice you. So we have somebody that's making $150K a year and has a $135 million net worth. How does that make any sense whatsoever? It makes 0 sense, ladies and gentlemen. 0 cents.
Our conference, and we're willing to pay you $500,000. So there's these like weird bribes.
Yeah. When? But I'm in office right now. It's like right after you get out. It's not that.
It's kind of genius. It's a genius con game. What it is like a virus finds its way through the system.
And they never tell on each other.
Yeah.
The left and the right side. Just like, no, we're all in that game.
Yeah, that's the game of making big money after you quit. And then you can also sell books. If you're a president and you write a book, that book is selling.
For sure. Do you remember when the UFC paid 8 and 8? They paid $8,000 to lose a fight, another 8 to win.
I think there's still times like what is the entry level fight pay?
Can't still be 8 and 8.
It might be 10 and 10, but
regardless,
these are like
do you remember-
beginning fighters.
Do you remember that happened? What did the
For
fighters
sure.
then do? Did they accept just that salary?
Right.
Or they went out and got it another way? That's what the fucking Congress is doing. They're getting paid.
Well,
dude, how are the Clintons worth? Bro, the Clintons are fucking billionaires at this point. If you don't think the Clintons are billionaires, you must be mistaken. Sadly mistaken. If you think the Clintons aren't billionaires and that they've stolen billions of dollars worth of money, funds, resources, power, economic packages and aid, then you must haven't been following a lot of what they've been doing in the last couple of years.
Except the Congress people in doing that, they're playing a game that's illegal to play.
Yeah.
If you're not like if you know that's how they put Martha Stewart away, isn't it?
What?
Wasn't it insider trading?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is insider trading? It's like you know something, and because you know something, you can't make a move on the market because you have inside information. Is that exactly what it is?
Dude, I told everybody, yes, that's exactly right. Because you're on the know, so of course you would buy all the stocks and rig the system.
Is that
I
the
think.
most tempting, like, illegal thing to do ever?
Yeah.
Dude, I said on my
That's why
You
everybody
fucking
does
know
that.
something's about to happen?
Yeah.
Let's hear what she says.
Guarantee she denies it.
She looks like a vampire.
Yeah, she's always looked that way too.
That's her
What is the
30.
question? Hold on, can't hear the
Yeah,
question.
Back up, sorry.
The insider trading law. 5-month investigation finding that 49 members of Congress and 182 senior congressional staffers have violated the Stock Act, the insider trading law. I'm wondering if you have any reaction to that, and secondly, should members of Congress and their spouses be banned from trading individual stocks?
No, I don't know to the second one.
Pause. Hold on. You can tell when she goes to her drink, she's like, oh, I'm going to be talking for a while.
Yeah.
Right now, I knew this was going to come up. I'm going to
Let's
be talking
sip
for
of
quite a while.
water
on
from
this.
a professional speaker who's definitely hydrated enough
She
for the
starts
day.
shaking. It's like right there, like, oh boy. Okay.
Let me hear this. Give me some volume.
Okay, that's as loud as I can get.
Okay, go ahead.
And the teeth lick.
And secondly, should members of Congress and their spouses be banned from trading individual stocks while serving in Congress?
No, I don't know to the second one.
What?
We have a responsibility to report in the stock, on the stock, but I'm not familiar with that 5-month review, but if people aren't reporting, they should be.
Bro, she's such a crook.
This
It's
is
unbelievable.
a free market and people, we are a free
It's
market.
a free
economy.
market.
There should
A
be
free market economy is her excuse.
She's telling why her husband should be able to invest in stuff that she knows about.
Have you ever seen a person look more?
Free market economy is her excuse to insider trade. If you did it, you'd be in jail. She's not going to jail because she's a fucking crook. That's just the name of the game. All right, so check this out. Check this out. I got one more. I got one more Biden video that I gotta show you guys. This shit's too comical. I've been. Look at Joe, bro. Look at Joe. This was yesterday. This was Joe. This is your friendly neighborhood Joe, guys. Watch Joe. Look at him.
Now our great speaker, our partner, who all of these bills
He's
we've
so confused.
Now
he's so confused. Uncle Joe is confused. Look at him, a fucking robot. He forgot. He's like, wait, why did he skip me?
Now our great speaker, our partner, who all of these bills.
Oh my goodness, bro. That's a old man Joe for you, Sleepy Joe. Come on, Joe. Crazy. That is the leader of the free world, ladies and gentlemen. That is the leader of the free world. Beyond me. Beyond me. Beyond me. Okay, we covered Nancy Pelosi, insider trading, her NVIDIA. We got one last simp video that I wanted to pull up. It's nothing to do with entrepreneurship, but I thought it was fucking funny because this is something that brokies would do. The peons, the peasants, the noobs, the drones.
No!
Man's proposing. Man's proposing at McDonald's.
Fucking free! Are you mad?
This can't be real.
How much I need to you? Fucking McDonald's! Oh, you know what? It's the food that counts at the end of the day, do you know what I mean? Like, we're really show some manners.
This man is for real. Man went chasing the girl. Man proposed at McDonald's. She got angry. Man proposed. Imagine being so clueless about life. They propose to somebody. You bow your knee. You bow on a greasy fucking floor. While the bitch is fucking cleaning, bro. Bro, look at the cleaning lady, bro. Look at the cleaning lady. This is the trash can, guys. This is the trash can. Bear with me. Bear with me. This is the trash can. There's the fucking cleaning lady, bro.
No!
Look. She doesn't know what the fuck's happening, bro.
Fucking free!
Look at her.
Are you mad?
She's just like, I can't, bro. I'm not getting paid enough for this shit.
Are you mad? Is that how much I need to you? Fucking McDonald's! Oh, you know what? It's the food that counts at the end of the day, do you know what I mean? Like, we're really show some manners. Oh, it's the food that counts.
Damn, bro. Damn. Damn. Man pulled out a fucking aluminum ring, bro. Talking about rings. Tomorrow we'll talk about the diamond industry. You guys will like that one. Tomorrow we'll talk about the diamond industry. But today, I want to talk about the three most essential elements that, the three sectors where you can make money, okay? Let's get serious for a second. The three sectors where you can make money. These are extremely important for you to know. If you can master, let's hit the like, what is our chat? What is our current like ratio? Needs to be at 300. When we get to 300, I'm going to teach you guys the principle. The three principles, how to break down the areas where you can make money in business. Because what you guys need now that you understand what money is, or you're beginning to understand it, now you need some direction as to how can you get it, right? I know we talk about making money. We talk about making money. So we got 160 likes, 2 fucking week. I'm not teaching you guys anything until it's 250. So once it hits 250, I mean, you guys know the drill. Every single day, 250, and I'm gonna share it with you guys. Until then, I'm just gonna stay quiet. All right, let's get it to 250 and we'll get started. I'll go ahead and start prepping this. All right, perfect. You see, it wasn't that hard, was it? It wasn't that difficult. Yep. Dude, y'all want shit, but you ain't giving nothing in return. How's that gonna work? How's that gonna work out in life for you? Not very well. So let's go ahead and get started. The 3 ways that you can make money. There's three different verticals. The first one, the easiest one. Services. This is the first avenue in kind of a business where you can make money, right? Services. By offering services. Now, services require something called sweat, time, manpower. Usually, it's your manpower, it's your sweat, and it's your time. So, most of you guys right now are broke, okay? You're poor. You don't have a ton of crazy skills, but you have sweat, aka your ability to work. You got time, you got plenty of time, and you have manpower. You have the ability to do something. Sweat, time, and manpower is your secret weapon to get started when you don't have anything. Okay? When you don't have anything, you have sweat, you have time, and you have manpower. Now, why are these 3 important? Because you are the product, right? Your service, the service that you offer, you are the product. So, let me give you an example as to what would be a place where you can implement your service. So we are talking the first path for you to make money is with services, right? So if you're broke, right off the bat, you can do 5 to 10 different services that would get you paid regardless of what you were doing. The first one, anything that has to do with landscape or pool repair service or pressure washing streets or garages and things of this nature. All of these are services that require sweat, time, and manpower, but not a lot of skills. But they are still a necessary element. They are still a necessary element. Why is this important? This is important because the first thing that you need is your ability to make money, right? Your goal is to make money as soon as possible. So you need to start by doing businesses and being in niches where your output is in direct correlation with your input, and where the risk and return, right, the risk that you're attributing versus the return is very well balanced, to whereas you're never going to lose money. Because when you don't have money, a lot of people want to do risky business, right? They want their money to grow really fast. You need to learn and understand the fundamentals of business. When you're running services, you understand customer service, you understand customer experience, you understand customer lifetime value, how to treat an individual in order to continue supplying their needs, right? Because you're providing a continuous service. Therefore, you have to continue to prove yourself on a regular basis. Ideally, you want a service that is on a subscription or a service that has a return customer relationship. You do not want to be doing one-off services like, I don't know, shoe cleaning, something where people won't come back for a really long time, or something with a low user base. I don't know, but you want to be on high intensity, high customer base, returning customer base services. That is the first thing you should be doing. You should not be thinking about investing. You need to be thinking about the fundamentals of business, right? Because this is going to teach you the basics to everything. That's all the first businesses that I started were service-based businesses. Businesses where I offered a service on a monthly package, whether it was doing marketing for restaurants, whether it was whatever it may be. We had these monthly retainers with people, and we learned the importance of services and high quality products, meeting our KPIs, meeting our deadlines, and utilizing other people's dime to learn the craft. This is the easiest way to get out. Services. Services is the first one that anybody with low skill sets, right, not a lot of money, they can go ahead and get started and implement basically yesterday. The next one, we have our digital goods, okay? Our digital goods are going to be everything that has to do with our digital lives, right? So it can be your Spotify subscription. It can be, I don't know, what else is an online subscription? It can be a digital good. It can be a course. It can be Netflix. It can be Amazon Prime, like the delivery service. What else could be a digital good that's a little bit different? Maybe that's good. That explains the example. Okay, so these are your digital goods. Your digital goods are all intangible products that you cannot touch, right? Like you cannot touch a Pirates of the Caribbean movie, but you can watch it. Now, a lot of people want to jump into digital goods because they don't necessarily understand that having another one that is a digital good would be like OnlyFans, right? Like that is technically a digital good. I think it's a combination between services and digital goods, but I think it couldn't exist without the digital part, which is kind of what makes it what it is. But digital goods are usually what people tend to go to first. What I like about digital goods is that even though the startup cost initially is bigger because you have bugs, you have kinks that you have to fix, you have issues, you have errors, usually the maintenance cost of it is not as high, right? Let's say you run a software and you're teaching people how to scrape products off of Shopify stores, and that is your software. We usually have your development cost, your maintenance cost, your management costs of your team, your server cost, and then usually the rest is pretty much upside, and it has to do with your ability to attract customers. So I never recommend digital goods right off the bat because unless you yourself are doing, somebody said NFTs, right? NFTs are another good one. Let me put it right there. Unless you're the individual that's actually doing the programming, I would not go out and spend money on programming, designing apps, developing apps, doing a lot of this garbage that a lot of people want to do because it's usually difficult. It's usually difficult to have a successful app, to have an app that's fully developed, especially if you have no like app background or coding background. It's very difficult. So digital goods are very good. The returns are extremely high versus the initial startup cost, but they're not going to teach you right off the bat all the essential sectors of a business like services would. So digital goods are extremely important, but digital goods for me are the final frontier if you're trying to build something massive. The second one that we have, and the third one, excuse me, and this is kind of where I started, and I'll explain it to you guys. We have our physical goods. Okay, we have our physical goods, and that's going to be our e-commerce store. That's going to be, you know, our brand that has a clothing line. That's going to be our makeup kits. Those are going to be our LED lights, our cameras, our watch collection, our luxury watches, our cars. These are physical goods. Physical goods is highly competitive, highly competitive, especially online in the internet nowadays. Physical goods are extremely complicated to manage because you have additional costs. You have rolling cost, ongoing cost of inventory. You have ongoing cost of supply chain management. And depending on the type of e-commerce that you run or physical good kind of sale that you run, usually it requires building a brand, right? So you can build a brand in different avenues. The thing is, I personally don't love building a brand behind a single product, right? The moment you do that, your brand dies when the product becomes irrelevant. So I've kind of come to realize the importance of understanding how to do physical products, like physical goods, and have a background in physical goods, but it wouldn't be the first frontier I would tackle. You have a lot more moving parts. I would start with services, right? You have your initial service, what you want to offer. You have your product, whatever it is. You mow the lawn, you cut down branches. I have a buddy of mine that makes $250,000 a year cutting branches off of trees for the neighborhood, right? Not just his neighborhood. It's quite a big operation at this point, but he does extremely well. So you can't knock services because they're just not as flashy as other things, but the startup cost is extremely low. Not only is the startup cost extremely low, but the risk to reward ratio is also tilted to your favor. I got a question about, would you start trading? Well, trading is a high risk, high reward, right? And it doesn't matter how you want to twist it long term. If you hold all this, there's a reason 70% of traders lose. The reason 70% of traders lose is because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about or what they're doing, because they want to make money, but they don't understand how the markets work. So I wouldn't consider the stock market kind of in these three categories. I would put them in more so a multiplication category of making money. I wouldn't consider it like a job in and of itself, nor would it be the first vehicle of making money. Because if you're not making a ton of money, and you lose money in the stock market, it'll mentally fuck with you. It'll mentally really fuck with you. So I remember, when I didn't have a lot of money and I was out here buying stocks, and when the stocks would go down $50, I'd be like, well, there goes fucking half a day's worth of wages. And I would measure it based off of the time that I had, right? So it wasn't really fucking good for my mindset. But if you have steady income coming in, now you can start to learn how to multiply your money. But we're not talking about money multiplication. We're talking about being able to earn money. So the three earning possibilities that you have, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to be services, digital goods, and then physical goods. You need to figure out which one is the avenue that you're going to tackle, and you need to commit to one of them. Okay. So here we have a couple categories for you guys. And then we'll call it, and then the last one is you need to know the problem/solution, but you should know that with all of them. So I won't really put that there. But anyways, this, guys, is how I would recommend you guys start thinking about making money. The first thing is services. Services, being able to provide a service, getting really good at one thing is going to give you a massive advantage. You are not going to be the best in everything that you do your entire life. It is impossible. It is undeniable that you cannot accomplish that. But what you can accomplish is becoming extremely good at one thing. And the thing that you're really good at, make sure that not a lot of people can be good at that thing. and make sure that your ability to be replaced is very difficult. That's why you're guaranteeing yourself on a regular basis a seat at the table, because you are offering a service that very few people can offer. You're offering it better than any other individual, and you're hard to replace. If you can offer a service where you're hard to replace, you're extremely valuable, and you're doing the job better than most people are doing it, you will have work and you will be able to make money any day for the rest of your life. This is a guarantee. And for anybody that doubts me, look at the best service providers. They're the ones that do it more efficiently, they do it better, right? And they have the ability to do it at scale when others don't. So these successful individuals, these successful companies leave clues. You just have to open up your eyes and be able to see them. The next one, it's going to be our digital goods, right? So these are your courses, your Spotify subscriptions, your Netflix, your OnlyFans, your NFTs. Usually digital goods nowadays, they have, like I said, a upfront cost, but they don't have, that lagging inventory over your head. You do require some sort of technical background in order to get into digital goods. Digital goods are extremely valuable as they require little to no inventory, and you don't really have to manage supply chain. It just exists. I created a PDF, I think about 2 years ago, that did about $250,000 in sales. It was a PDF called The Anthropology of Consumerism and Product Research Methodology, where I teach people the psychology of consumer behavior and why people select the products that they select, and that it doesn't come down to the product, it comes down to the individual and understanding who your ideal customer and your ideal avatar is. That is how you find winning products, when you find winning audiences, not when you find a winning product. There is no such thing as a winning product. Every product is a winning product. It just has to be sold to the winning person. I know a lot of people talk about finding a winning product in dropshipping, but they don't understand that every product is a winner if shown to the right audience. It's all about winning audiences. And when you can understand how audiences move, how audiences operate, how they're divided, how their demographic is conjugated and put together, then you'll understand the products that serve these people best. Most people will not tell you this, because most people have not unlocked this level of e-commerce knowledge, because they haven't done tens of millions of dollars that'll get them to that point. So take it for what it's worth. So I know a lot of you guys haven't heard that, and it's extremely valuable. You have winning audiences, not just winning products. And I teach that in the PDF. That PDF will be available inside Capital Club when it opens up. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. What's our current like rate, Anthony? To give me a W for that, chat. I gave you some sauce. Nobody's giving you the sauce. We already know. There's all these dropshipping channels on the internet, right? All these dumbass dropshipping channels on the internet, and none of them have told you this. None of them. Zero. I can guarantee you. I can promise you. Zero. All right, we got 349. Once we hit 400 on the likes, I'm gonna continue to the physical goods. I mean, I'm giving you guys some dubs right here. We got 460 people in chat. I need 400 likes, then we continue. So far in chat, in today's stream, we've covered services, right? Which should be your first to go to with business, right? You need to get good at selling. We talked about it. You need to get good at selling. You need to get good at being resilient, and you need to be good at being proactive and not reactive, right? Services, having a service-based business is going to teach you that. Find a service. Guys, write this down, okay? Subscribe, by the way, if you haven't already. Turn on the fucking notifications so that when we go live and I'm out here trying to change your life, you actually tune in so that you are taken care of, okay? So that you're taken care of. So we talked about the 3 essential skills last week in order for you to become rich. Your ability to sell, your ability to be resilient or bounce back, and finally, your ability to be proactive and not reactive in business. Well, in life. But life and business are one and the same. They're not mutually exclusive, nor should they be. A lot of people think that business should be exclusive, but when you live your life as an entrepreneur, entrepreneurship is a lifestyle. It doesn't end at the door when you get back home. You are an entrepreneur. You're born an entrepreneur. You bleed like an entrepreneur. You think like an entrepreneur 24/7. So there is no off day for the entrepreneur. An entrepreneur mindset is not limited to the office. It's a lifestyle, and it's a type of way of being. So anyways, finally, let's get to 400, guys, and we will continue to physical goods. And then I'll tell you exactly the sequence as to which I did it from the bottom all the way to the top. Well, top. A couple M's here and there. All right, so I started with this, guys. Very simple. I started with my services, okay? This is where I started. I started selling marketing services. Why? Because I wanted to learn how to get really good with marketing. So I was like, well, might as well just guinea pig a person and let them pay me, right? So the first thing that I did was services. I offered 3 different types of services over the course of about 1.5 years, 2 years. And then I transitioned to physical goods. Okay? Physical goods. The problem with physical goods is that you are limited by supply chain, by the quality of the supply chain, right? You are limited by the quality of the supply chain. So it's extremely important to understand that the quality of the supply chain that you have is going to determine your ability to have a successful business that runs smoothly. Most people at dropship do not have their logistics set in place, and then they wonder why their orders aren't fulfilling is because they didn't do their due diligence. They were just relying on a third-party provider and not running business like entrepreneurs. They were running it like side hustlers and amateurs. That is my new favorite word, amateurs. You are not just a noob. You're not just a peasant. You are an amateur. And if you want to win and you want to play in the big leagues, you need to understand that there's no fucking amateurs allowed. There are no amateurs at the big dog table. They'll eat you fucking alive. They'll spit you out and you'll be fucking dust. That is the name of the game. There's ruthless motherfuckers out there that'll come and eat your lunch. And if you are an amateur, you're not going to make it. So my job is to turn you into a fucking professional that understands how to elevate in business, in life, and eventually actually become successful. So we have our physical goods. Why did I transition out of services and into physical goods? My time started to become more valuable than the money I was making, okay? So my time became more valuable to me than the money that I was generating. So the moment your time becomes more valuable than the money that you're generating, then you need to reassess your business, right? Because the goal is to gain more time freedom, not less of it. So then I transitioned to e-commerce. Okay. The reason I saw e-commerce as a viable alternative, and it's much different than it is today, is because the barrier to entry was a little bit higher than it is today. So at its time, you required some technicality and some kind of professionalism to get into e-commerce and really a basic understanding of how to run a business. My biggest issues with e-commerce nowadays are a few of them. One is very, very, very fucking competitive, right? The ad spend is very competitive. Sure, you can do extremely well. Sure, you can have a super profitable month, but you can't just rely on just straight cold traffic to run something sustainable long term, right? You are going to require back-end marketing systems, retargeting ads, retargeting funnels, lifetime value of the customer mapped and journeyed so that you know where the customer starts, where the customer finishes. Now more customers than ever are educated and informed regarding digital marketing and advertising. And you know, five or 7 years ago, you would have never really recognized a sponsored post on the internet, like the Ty Lopez ad of "Here in My Garage with the Lambo." When I clicked on it back in 2013, I didn't know it was an ad. I just saw that it was there before the YouTube video that I was going to watch, and I was like, okay, I'm curious. Nowadays, people are extremely informed. So the ability to have an e-commerce store that is successful in the same rate or proportion that it was 5 years ago is just completely ludicrous. It's going to require a lot more effort, a lot more intentionality, a lot more time, a lot more money, and the competition is a lot more fierce. The barrier to entry into this space is extremely low, so anybody can come in and fuck up your niche, fuck up your product, copy your product in a span of a week. So you need to be extremely conscientious of that. So the solution to that is to build a meaningful brand, and a brand that the product transcends just a short-term culture trend or a short-term fidget spinner trend, right? You want to be able to outlast that. Sure, you can make a ton of money, but if you want to run a sustainable business, I recommend going in that direction. Drop shipping, how it used to be, no longer works in the same way, right? You can't just launch a picture ad store and expect it to be a sustainable long-term business. It doesn't work that way. Do you have advice with an online clothing brand? Got to be more specific, Joshua. Luke, honestly, you're a great teacher and source of knowledge. Thank you for making this YouTube channel. You are extremely welcome. Doing this to help you guys elevate. You know, my intention is very straightforward. This is not charity. Because what I've come to realize is that millionaires know how to make money, and billionaires know how to make people money. So right now I'm in the business of teaching people how to make it to where I've been in life, which is tens of millions of dollars, financially free, independent, in my mid-20s. And I can teach you how to do the same. And when I'm in my 30s, I'll be able to teach you what it's like to be a successful man in his 30s, and so on and so forth for the rest of my life. So, somebody said, this dude is going viral on TikTok. Good job, man. You're killing it. Don't really watch this content, but I wanted to let you know that you're doing is working big time. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. If the message resonates with you, it resonates with you because you understand the importance of elevating yourself at a fast, massively advantageous level. And the way that you do that is in three avenues. The first one is the information that you have access to, the people that you have that you have access to, and the business opportunities that you get introduced to. Right? These are the three big differentiators between you and the people that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay? About hundreds of millions of dollars. What's the difference? Do you think that people worth hundreds of millions of dollars think the way that you think? You think the people that are billionaires think and operate the way that you think and operate? You think they wake up at fucking noon, get home at 6 p.m., watch Netflix for 4 hours, chill, fucking complain on Twitter and TikTok for 3 hours? No, bro. They don't think and operate the same way that you do, but that's why they're rich and that's why you're poor. So you need to figure out, what are the habits? What is the mindset? What is the operating system that I need to develop in order to become rich? Because if you're rich of the mind, then you'll eventually become rich of the pocket. It's inevitable. You attract what you are. And a lot of you guys attract shit because you are shit. Therefore, if you don't want to become shit, you must be willing and able at any moment to be able to change, right? And if you want to change, you must first change. And we know that that is a very basic principle, but most of you guys don't apply it. So it has to be reminded to you on a regular basis. Somebody said, do you have a Discord server? Discord server is currently closed, but it'll be opening up soon. You can follow me at Luke Belmar on Instagram if you haven't already. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, let's move to digital goods. Now, digital goods entail your subscriptions or your products that have some sort of tech related to it, unless you're the actual developer. And I see a lot of developers commit this mistake, which is the mistake of developing a product, an MVP product, a minimal viable product, your MVP. And they spend a lot of time with it without any proof of concept, without knowing if it's going to sell, without knowing anything about it. Right? And the reason this is dangerous is because you can be wasting a ton of time. If you want a digital product, make sure that it is easy to sell, that it requires not a lot of money to get started with, and that there's a good product market fit. The beauty of it is it's not going to take you a lot of cost to get started if it's like an e-learning program, okay? But think about it this way. Let me give you this concept. Okay. So let's say you're doing a service. Let's say the service is landscaping. Okay. I think this could be an actual viable landscape that we can operate off of. Okay. So let's lay down the foundation of the scenario. The scenario foundation is you want to go from services to digital goods. Okay, in that series of events. So you start with services. Let's say the service that you have is a lawn mowing service or a pool cleaning service. Eventually, you can get to a place where you're not only doing that, but you're also educating individuals on how to do the exact same thing. So you can add a revenue stream. The other revenue stream that you can add is you can start selling these kits, right? These cleaning kits, whatever of this nature, in order to get started, or whatever kits that you need in order to get started in garden repair, right? You can sell these kits through an e-commerce development. So if you want to run services, it's going to give you the technical skill and know-how of the business. The physical goods, you can sell the actual physical goods required to fulfill the task. And then finally, your services, you can teach other individuals how to do what you're doing once you've done it, right? And then you're able to tackle all three sectors of making money online, which is services, digital goods, and physical goods. And then you can kind of figure out exactly what avenue that's going to live off of in and of itself. Somebody said how to get conversion with a clothing brand. So I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of clothing brands. And the reason I'm not a big fan is I'm very particular about, we know everything comes from China, right? So if everything's coming from China, me as a consumer, I never really buy anything online. I don't buy any like clothing online for the simple fact that I don't know, I'm not a big fan of sizing. There's so much, like, I can just buy on H&M or Amazon, or fucking go to Balenciaga in person and just pick up 3 shirts. So conversion with the clothing brand, I mean, it would really have to be with looking at your clothing brand and telling you what it looks like. When we're inside Capital Club, you'll be able to ask the e-commerce experts in there regarding your store. We'll even have a sector where you can have your store reviewed by one of our professionals. Okay. By the way, can somebody tell what business are you guys, like, if you guys own a business, if you guys operate a business, please tell me in the comments section what business or endeavor you're currently in. And if you're not in one, tell me what you currently do, whether it's a job, whether it's in school, whatever it is, tell me that in the chat before we continue. Hey Lou, can you make a step-by-step video on how you make money while trading? I mean, I'm assuming you're young because you asked that question. What I'm going to say is look back at all my other videos, and I have 11 books that I talk to people about how to get rich. It's on my Medium. You should read those. We got landscaping, online advertising, drop shipping, cleaning business, recruitment sales, server, OF agency, NFTs, student, graphic design university, carpenter, credit building, university engineering, phone case business, nurse. We got bricklaying, graffiti cleaning. It's pretty cool. We got digital marketing, crypto. So we got a ton. So we got people in every endeavor of life. This is really good. Okay. So here's the thing. I don't care what you're currently doing, guys. Listen to me. You should have another stream of income. If you don't have a stream of income, your first stream of income should be a service that you offer. A service that you offer. In order to have a service, you need to have credibility. So if you're going to offer a service first, what you need to do is establish rapport. So what does establish rapport means? You need to figure out what are the things that people consider credible business principles in order for you to be credible. You need a website. Go on Webflow. You can get a template for $100. You can get a website up and running. You don't have $100. You can go make your own on Shopify with a front end and some theme page with some articles and some shit for like $29 a month. The second thing that you're going to do, especially if you're running a physical business, is you want to have your social media in check. I don't care if you're running a fucking landscaping business. I don't care if you're running a digital marketing business. You have to have your social media on check. What does that mean? That means you need to have, if you're offering a physical location type service, you need to be on Google, right? When people look up Google, you need to be on Yelp. You need to be on every place where services are requested and be there trending. The way that you get trending is by learning SEO, search engine optimization. If you're not familiar with that, you can look it up. And then you can also rank with paid traffic. The next thing you need to do is your social media profiles, right? You're gonna have your TikTok, your Instagram, and your Twitter. Just very basic. Just be there posting on a regular basis. It's gonna give you legitimacy, right? Gonna make you look legit. It's extremely important to do that. The reason it's extremely important for you to do that is because you'll stand out from your competitors, right? So sometimes the difference between the person choosing this other guy and choosing you is maybe the reviews on Google, right? That's what it comes down to. We pick restaurants based off of the reviews that they have. We pick salons, we pick barbershops based off of the reviews that we have. How could you run a successful business and neglect your fucking online reviews? It makes zero sense. So make sure that you are checking yourself in that perspective to run a successful business. If not, it doesn't fucking make any sense. People look at online reviews and consider those to be valuable pieces of information. So your ability to dictate what's being actually reviewed on Google is extremely important. You run a physical business, give people a discount with a QR code that leads them and links them to your actual Google profile to leave a review, right? You need to incentivize your people to take action, just like I incentivize you to click like on this video, right? I incentivize you with good content. So you do the same. And that's how you build reciprocity with your customers and with your clientele and with the people that perceive you long term. So we are at an hour mark, ladies and gentlemen. Today we talked about the 3 avenues in which you can make money. The first one is services. Okay, you have sweat, time, and manpower that are dedicated into these services, and that is your first service to make money. Your first way to make money if you don't have a massive skill is services. Find a service. Write this down, where you're better than others, you're hard to replace, right? You do the job better than other people do it. You're hard to replace. Okay? Let me know when you write that down. The skill, right, or service that you're going to select is a service where what you offer, you do it better than other people. You're hard to replace. Okay? And then finally, you need to also remember that manpower is many times all that you have. So what you need to do is you need to identify a need. We talked about identifying needs with high value individuals, right? It's easy for you to spot and identify a need. You just need to be able to look for it. The next thing we're gonna have is our physical goods, right? And this is our e-commerce stores, our clothing, our foods, our supplements, right? Physical goods are good, but they require more logistics because now you have inventory costs, management costs, you have shipping logistics, you have customer refunds, you have chargebacks, things of this nature that are outside of your control. That initially, if you had a better business structure, I think that's why I became successful in e-commerce, was because I already had some sort of business acumen. Therefore, I could come in and just crush my competitors, right? It was extremely easy for us to do millions and millions and millions of dollars a month in sales in e-commerce when all you did was just have a little bit more business acumen than the average fucking 19-year-old selling on a dumb shit bullshit ass store, right? It wasn't very hard. Finally, you have your digital goods. And these digital goods, you know, if you were to make, let's say, I don't know, some sort of app and you didn't code and you wanted to start a fitness app. Okay, well, let's say your startup cost on the low end was like 20 grand, right? For server hosting, maintenance, the coders, your fees, your licenses, everything to operate successfully. And you have an MVP, right? Your minimum viable product, but you don't necessarily have a customer base. And a lot of digital goods, whether it's apps or, you know, services that are used online, it's easy for them to add competitors to it. We just learned today that Disney Plus surpassed, right, Netflix in subscribers, which we never thought was possible. We never thought that Netflix would be dethroned, but Netflix has officially been dethroned, ladies and gentlemen. It is officially number 2. Disney Plus has more subscribers than Netflix. And the reason is because they have something extremely valuable that Netflix doesn't have. What Netflix doesn't have is IP. They do not have an IP that is as valuable as Disney. Disney can just whip up shit 24/7, just whip it up, send it out, right? Netflix has to spend a lot of money in order to create this IP and bring value to this IP, right? Disney has Marvel. They could be talking about comics and become a comic ass company for like the next 20 years, and they would have content and content and content, right? Netflix has to create original content, and they have to convert individuals into that IP. So these are highly competitive businesses. So digital goods is something that, unless you're doing e-learning of some sort, right? You could start with services and then offer an e-learning version of those services, but then you have to get good at digital marketing, right? And the reason you have to get good at digital marketing, usually that would come from your ability to run ads or running a store. So I go services, physical products, digital products. That's the way that I make money. This is the process and flow that I utilize. So hopefully this was valuable to you guys as much as it is to me. I'm breaking down business in a very simple way. I know people like to use complex systems and things to talk about business, but I think initially you need to be able to break things down to their most basic common denominator. And my job here isn't to sound highly intelligent. My job is to give you practical shit that can help you elevate on a regular basis. So that's today's stream, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the W if you haven't hit it already in the fucking comment section. If you've arrived to this part of the video and you're not yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe. We will be back tomorrow where I'm going to be teaching you guys a couple more concepts on money, because somebody said explain IP, intellectual property. Somebody said, is copywriting a good way to make money? Yes, copywriting would be a service. IP means intellectual property, guys. Intellectual property. IP is intellectual property. So Disney owns the intellectual property of Marvel, so they can just put out a ton of Marvel pieces, right? So let me see. Let me read some more of these questions. Hi, Luke. I'm 19, working for USPS, manage your yard business, refurbish furniture, and pay my rent using my rental car cleaning job. What's the deal with loans and credit, and how do I work smarter instead? I don't really understand the question, bro. You're gonna have to ask it a little bit better. Luke, what's a good legal way to make money with only expertise been robbing and drug dealing? I mean, bro, if you've been drug dealing, then you know how to close deals, brother. You know how to close deals. There's plenty of businesses online that you can find where you're not doing anything illegal or anything. Nothing is worth your freedom, right? Nothing. That's how I see it. Nothing is worth your freedom. So if something compromises my ability to be free, I don't touch it. So there's plenty of skills that you learn trapping, that's for sure, bro. I can tell you that from experience. So what do you think about growing social media accounts such as TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, etc.? Can you make some money with that? Yes, you can definitely make money doing that, but it's definitely not as lucrative as it used to be. I was doing that back in 2015 when it was a lot easier. But anyways, guys, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the fucking day. I appreciate you. I'll see you here tomorrow. Do not be late. Do not be late. Some of you guys showed up at 7:30. We're here at 7. We're here at 7. Okay? Make sure you show up tomorrow. I'll see you bright and fucking early. Somebody said, Luke, can you recommend a book on negotiations? Yes, I recommend a book on negotiations. Should I share what it is? I'll share it with you guys. It's called Never Split the Difference. Never Split the Difference. That's the name of the book. Never Split the Difference. It's by a former CIA terrorist negotiator. Never Split the Difference. make sure that you're picking it up. I'll see you guys fucking tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Make sure you're elevating. Hit the like, comment. Hit the like, comment. That's what I meant. And when this video refreshes, make sure you comment. All right, motherfuckers, I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, services, digital goods, physical goods. Hope you're leaving better